Hello. So I want to talk about when you have that feeling of resentment, when someone's done something that really hurts you and you can't let go and you hold on to it and you let it take up space in your head and you can't seem to let that feeling go. And everybody's had experience of it. And we've all been responsible for doing it to others as well. We all hurt people, be that on purpose or not. We do. And we feel this injustice when it happens to us. And that's because we have this idea in our head that we live in a world that's fair and that fairness is all around. And that's just not true. We don't. You just have to have a look and see what's happening all around you. And you could see that we don't live in a world of fairness. There's always something negative going on for people. So I've been reading this book called The Tools, and it's by Phil Stutz and Barry Michaels. And it's a really, really good book. It talks about 5 tools that help you move on when you're feeling a bit stuck in your life. So it's 5 life-changing techniques to unlock your potential. So these are really good wee tools. So the one that I want to focus on today is the tool on active love, and it's moving from resentment to love, and that's in chapter 3. If you do I would recommend getting this book. It's really good. So if you can think of a situation where someone has hurt you and triggered you, and you know when you get stuck in those feelings, when you can't just let it go. And so it could be a partner, it could be a friend, it could be a work colleague, it could be someone just cutting up in front of you in the car when you're driving. And it's that feeling of how dare they, and that festering away, and that's your ego's taking control, and how can I get them back, and you're planning in your head the next time you see them, if they say this, you'll say that, or you're going in your head, oh, if this had happened or if that had happened, and it takes up all this space and you're stuck and you're not living your best life. And it really ruins friendships and relationships, because if you get stuck on everything every time somebody does something to you and you can't let it go, you won't be able to sustain a relationship. Because like I said, we're all guilty of hurting people on purpose or not on purpose. We don't live in a fair world. So I work with a lot of clients who have experienced this, and there's a few tools that we use, like visualization tools that they can use to let things go. But this tool I really liked in this book, and I'll do it with you. Because what they talk about in the book is when you're caught up in that, stuck in those negative thoughts, actually caught up in the maze. They call it the maze. So if you're in a maze, the deeper you go, the harder it is to get out. So you want to get out the maze pretty soon. And it talks about making a choice. So you have the choice to make. And there's a wee diagram here that I really like. I don't know if you could see that. So this is your choices. So you can go to the maze and you can get stuck and keep repeating the same thoughts in your head. When you have those thoughts, you have those negative feelings, and that impacts on your behaviour. That's when you start to withdraw or snap or plan revenge. Or you could go for this, which is outflow, which leads to freedom. And that is sharing the love. So we're wanting to move from resentment to love. So we can give it a wee go and see what you think. So I'm just going to read it from the book. So active love. So what you can do if you're thinking about someone and you're like, oh, I just can't look at them in an active love way. I just can't give them that love. You're caught up in that, and it could be a relationship. So at that moment in time, all you're thinking about is how horrible that person's been to you. And you completely forget about all the good stuff and all the positive stuff that they've brought to your life. So if you're feeling like that about somebody, I would invite you to try this. And if you're feeling like, oh, how am I supposed to do that? Maybe just take some conscious breaths. So if you just take some deep breaths, so always breathe in through your nose. So do this for 3 times. And you'll automatically feel your body and your nervous system calming down. So now I'm going to invite you for some active love. So imagine you're surrounded by warm, liquid light that is infinitely loving. Feel your heart expand far beyond you to become one with this love. As you bring your heart back to normal size, this infinite energy concentrates itself inside your chest. It's an unstoppable force that wants to give itself away. So if you bring yourself, feel that love. And you know the kind of love that I mean when you're in a really bad, foul mood and then something lovely, beautiful happens. So maybe you see a rainbow and it's stunning and it just really changed your mood, or you see a stranger and they smile to you and their smile lights your heart up and it just makes you feel better. So that kind of love, the love like when you held your baby for the first time, or your puppy or your kitten, feel that love inside there, feel it. So once you're filled up with all this love and it's concentrated in here in the heart centre, you're going to now focus on the person who triggered your anger. And usually they're not physically in front of you, so visualise their presence. And if you find it hard to visualise their face, you could just visualise the torso. Sometimes that helps, especially if you're feeling really, really angry and triggered. So what you're going to do is you're going to visualise that you're sending all this love in your chest of a beam of light directly to them, no holding back. Let the love flow from your chest. Imagine that beam of light flowing from your chest. You're going to follow this love till it leaves your chest and it's going to enter the other person at the solar plexus. So right here in our stomach where we hold our power, in the solar plexus. You're going to visualise that love that's came from your heart entering into the other person's solar plexus. Don't just watch it, I want you to feel it. Feel that love, that strong love, unconditional love. Do you feel it? This will give you a sense that you're completely at one with the other person. Send that love. Now, relax. You'll feel yourself again surrounded by infinite love, which will return to you. The energy you gave away, you will always get the energy back. You will feel up. You will be feeling the love and you will feel at peace. Filled with love and peace. I hope that worked out well for you. And if you're still struggling, you can do it a few times. You can do it as many times as you need. Because at the end of the day, being caught in resentment and stuck up in your ego isn't going to let you move on and live your best life. And this is not about being passive or letting people treat you unfairly. If someone is constantly treating you unfairly, then that's something else you need to look at if that relationship is good enough for yourself. This is about those times when someone that does care, or someone that you don't know the background to their story, you could use this, and it helps you move from the maze, because that's your choice. You have choice. You have the power here to make your life choices. So you could either be stuck in the maze and be stuck and not enjoying life, or you can choose love, outflow of love, and choose freedom. Well, I hope you have a good day. Bye.